Happy holidays, everybody. So this build, we're going to do a decorative sleigh, as you can see, and then we'll dress up the sleigh. This is an easy build and a good weekend project. I'm going to be building about 6 of these. I'll be giving them to friends, and we're keeping a couple for the house. And then we've decorated them up with bows and some cedar boughs. So just follow along. And each sleigh, I've made it of 2 boards, and these are just fence boards. They're spruce 1x2, and they're about $4.20 a board, so it's only an $8 bill per sleigh, plus the cost of your paint. There's not an awful lot of hardware, a few screws. So follow along, and I'll walk you through the process. Yeah, what I'm doing here is a template. I make a template for all our projects. And I'm just marking the centers of the risers here. So the top part of the sled seat will sit on risers, and I'm just marking them out. And these will be 2 inches. And I've just marked my centers, and now I'll mark either side of them. And and we'll notch the bottom of them. I like to use a 1/4 inch hardboard. If you fall around on a lot of the other projects that we do, I make templates out of a 1/4 inch hardboard. It's easy to maintain, and it's reasonably priced. And I'm just marking out the front part of the ski. And there's probably a lot of people going, this isn't going to go downhill. No, it's a decorative one. So, and what I'm wanting to do is that the center portion in between the 2 risers there, I wanted to do a good job in cutting that out when I cut it out, because that will be the guides on the top part of the seat. So, and we're just marking up 1.5 inches from the bottom, and we'll just use a board and then draw a mark all the way along. And then once we have that, then we'll use a tomato can to mark out our radius. I find that a project like this, when you're making a lot of circles, it's good to use something that you have common rather than using a compass. If you have to have a special circle, special size that you're looking for, then of course mark it out on a piece of hardboard, and then you can use that as you go along through the project. But I find that you can usually find a canvas size. So there it is there. I've cut it out and highlighted it with a marker. And you can see the curves in it and the risers. And the sled seat will sit on top of those risers. And I'm always cautious not to use a Sharpie on marking out my patterns. It's really hard to paint over. So I've just taken it to the bandsaw, and we're cutting between the 2 risers and up. And then we'll take it over to the horizontal sander and then refine the shapes. And there's the cutout there. And I try to avoid knots, but these are fence boards. So we'll be giving this 2 coats of Christmas red, and this was supplied to us by our local Cloverdale Paint here on Vancouver Island. Thank you very much. They supplied all the paint we needed for this project. I started using this is a latex paint. I started using a foam brush, and I wasn't happy with the way that it was going on for me. So I've switched to a normal bristle brush. It is important with these new latex paints that you do warm them up though. It's December here, and what I use is a slow cooker, and I've got beans in it, and I put all my cans in it. You can see here where I'm just touching up the ends. So there's the skis, and here's the next day. So we'll just go with those, and that's only 1 coat of paint, but we'll give them a scuff up and give them a 2nd coat of paint. I also painted my long boards, and I painted a bunch of them, and then we'll cut them size. And I started at 21 inches will be the center one, and then the other ones were 20 inches. and a curve on the two outside ones, and then the one in the center is just sort of rounded at the top. Put a 3/4 inch board in between them for a spacer, which is the same product that we're using, 3/4. And then I'll just space it out, and then I'll just put on a cleat board. And I measured the cleat so that they'll run on top of the risers. Now I'll just put a couple of pins in it, and I've got some reference marks. Once I have the pins in, then I'll just put one screw in each one. The screws I use too are a pan head screw, number 8. They have a self-drilling, and they're great for crafts or anything where you don't want to pre-drill a hole. And they have a nice big washer head on them. A lot of people call them Craig screw. And I've mounted I've put them in place, so the cutouts that we got on the bottom of the ski runs from when we're cutting out for the risers on the skis, they go on the top, as you can see on both sides, and then I've got the holes that are pre-drilled, and I'm using a 2.5 inch screw, and they'll go right down through the cleat and into the ski. And then this project is pretty well done, and like I said, it's a nice easy project to do. I'm doing a few of these up. We'll be giving these out as gifts to people, and keeping a couple for ourselves for the front of the house, and then we'll decorate them with bows and bells on top. And this project was done with just 2 8-foot 1x4 fence boards. So if you've enjoyed this project, please subscribe. Always glad to hear from anybody. And if you have any suggestions or anything you want to add, there it is in the shop stand up. You can also put a cleat behind them too if you want them to stand up. But they're a nice little project, nice and simple, nice size. And I'll take you outside and show them outside. Here we are with them, and there's the dog out helping me. Thank you very much again, and please subscribe.